Hi, and welcome to this video of mine where I will be sharing some information and my experience of schizophrenia. And what is schizophrenia? Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm an ordinary guy with schizophrenia who is doing what I can to understand myself as schizophrenia and bring to life a solution to schizophrenia for my own record. I'm doing what I can to investigate, explain, and share schizophrenia as I have experienced it in my living experience. So basically, to me, schizophrenia is something that I'm born with, because I see the pattern of schizophrenia going back to my mother's belly when I was just a fetus. It goes all the way back, and by those terms you can reckon that schizophrenia is a form of autism, because it's a mental handicap that I'm born with. So what is this pattern that I see then? What is this pattern that I see in my living experience where I can say that this is schizophrenia? What is that? What is schizophrenia to me? Schizophrenia to me is that experience of a war inside my head. There is a war inside my mind. So basically, when there are 2 or 3 personalities, often with their own personality platform, often with their own mind even, like multiple minds, split minds. Schizophrenia, like the Greek, split mind. Often these personalities are operating within own personality platforms, like the culture, the traditions, the pattern of things. So when 2 or 3 personalities are fighting each other to be me, to be the I person, to be in control, sort of, you could say, of my physical body and my actions, my living. So basically, schizophrenia is when there are 2 or 3 personalities that are fighting amongst each other, trying to fight out the other in this war in my mind. So very often for the schizophrenic is chaos, dismay, depression, scatteredness, just fractions of reality, of sanity, of because in the system where we live, very much of our existence have been governed by personalities and personality design. Very much within our existence of this world, this matrix, capitalistic mind, whatever world, have been governed by personalities and how personalities operate according to one's living, according to one's mind. So that the polarity of a personality has been a very, very key element in the human experience till this day. So to realize that with schizophrenia, one's reality can change like that, and then there's a total new reality for the person experiencing schizophrenia, because one would change, like the reality of things would change totally from one personality with personality platforms and patterns and beliefs and such, and mind unit and such, to another personality with platforms, personalities, patterns, beliefs, mind system. This could change in the flick of a second. Which means that the reality in total for the patient, the schizophrenic, is changing in the flick of a second. Which can be very dramatic, very scary, very, troublesome, to say the least. Because there is very little solid, there is very little stable, grounded, real sound to it, because it's so chaotic. There's so much noise, there's so much pain, there's so much paranoia, and so on, and so on, and so on. So for me to discover that I'm born schizophrenic was a kind of a relief, just knowing that. I mean, look at United States of America, where there is thousands of children in preschool age, before they're 6 years old, who are diagnosed with schizophrenia. There are typically some of them who are more or less famous in this dimension, who are baby children of 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, who are diagnosed with schizophrenia from they are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, which means that it doesn't come from cannabis smoking in itself. It is something that one is born with. It is a form of autism, per definition of autism. So, once again, schizophrenia is that war in the head, that chaos, that disturbance of mind, that war with everything that war is, obviously, in one's mind, in one's head. And that is not only extensive, it is a hell. It is pain, and it is chaos, and it is paranoia to go through, of course. So for me to learn to work with myself, to walk and work with myself, to work through mind constructs, to work through my mind with self-forgiveness, and to learn to embrace myself and literally just accept myself and forgive myself and learn to respect and honor myself for that specific pushing through of self-forgiveness, of self-responsibility, self-honesty, and so on. From what I learn and what I take on from walking my Destiny I process, which I am very grateful for walking, and very happy for walking, grateful and humble for being able to walk this process with my fellow Estonians. And there is no hiding, because I just want to share with the world my discovery, as I find it as sane, sound proof in my experience. I know schizophrenia. I know what schizophrenia is, thanks to acraft.com, destiny.org, the portal, self-forgiveness, mind constructs, and my own insights, looking into myself and confirming this message, confirming this math, basically, and learning to heal myself and to stop all the symptoms, the voices, the paranoia, the chaos, the war, the imbalance, the friction, into equilibrium, into peace, into self-embrace, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, and so on. It is a process to walk, it is a journey, and I'm honored to walk it with you. Thank you very much.